Hello everyone, my name is Sweet, and today I will explain how you can access the Elder Scrolls Online public test server. It's completely free and open to anyone who has an ESO account. Currently, it will allow you to test all of the upcoming content in ESO before it is released. Before we begin, I just want to mention that the PTS section of the forums is one of the best ways to stay up to date with what's currently happening on the PTS. Here you'll see information about upcoming maintenance windows and if there are any other issues or news regarding the PTS. Now you should already have ESO installed with access to the ESO Launcher. As you can see here, there is a game section on the left that currently only lists the main game. However, if you click the button up here to the right of the screen where my mouse pointer is, it will bring up several additional options. One of these options is Show Public Test Environment. And if you check this box and then click on Apply, we should now see the PTS as one of our games. The PTS will now be downloaded, and once it's ready, we will be able to click on Play to start the game, just like you normally would. Keep in mind that the PTS will take up about as much space as the base game. Once you launch the game, you'll arrive at the character selection screen. Currently, all the North American characters are copied to the PTS for the first 2 weeks. So as you can see here, I have a level 19 High Elf, which is my only North American character currently. I have also created an Arcanist earlier to play around with that has 3600 CP, but that's a template character. So I actually don't have 3600 CP on the North American server. So after the first 2 weeks of the PTS, all the data will be wiped, these characters will be gone, and I'll have to create a new character using the Create Character button here at the bottom. And what's a little bit different on the PTS is that you have a template selection up here in the left corner. This will allow you to create a completely new character, a level 25 character, or a character that has all the skill points, all the champion points, everything you might need to test anything that you might think of. And since this character will be automatically deleted when the PTS resets, I'm not really going to care about anything. I think I want to make another Arcanist though, because I want to try out that new class. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then for my name, I'm just going to do Ubersui Arcanist like I had before. Can't use numbers, so I will go ahead and just do -2, just written out like this. And that will be my character name for the PTS. Once you have all that done and you're satisfied with your character, you can just go ahead and click on the create button. And if you selected the maximum CP template like I did, it should bring you right into the new expansion. So we're right outside of Necrom in the Telvanni Peninsula, and of course all our settings have also been reset. None of your add-ons are carried over to the PTS. You could drag and drop those manually if you wanted to, but by default everything is reset. However, one thing I want to show you is if you open your bags, you'll be able to access a bunch of extra stuff that you usually don't have access to. By default, you're given some pretty basic armor. As you can see, it's purple armor. It has some basic stats. We don't really have a complete item set, so it's okay for most testing, but if you want to do more DPS parsing or something like that, you might want to check out some of these bags here on the right side. You will, for example, have the armor, jewelry, and weapons bag. This contains every possible item set in the game. There's also lots of other bags here that have all the different kinds of consumables, all the different enchantments, anything you might need for testing. Let's say we want to get the Kinra's item set. Then we'll go ahead and open our armor, jewelry, and weapons bag. And if we look through the bag, we have different categories, like we have monster sets, A through M, and the Z. Then we have some overland sets, trial sets, and I think Kinra's would probably be in the dungeon sets, right? So we'll go ahead and open our dungeons bag here. So I'm going to go ahead and press E to take that bag. You want to be very careful not to press R to take all, because if you end up taking all the bags into your inventory is going to get full so fast. So we open up our inventory again. Now we have the dungeon sets bag here. We can open that again and we get base and DLC dungeon sets. Kinra's is DLC, so we'll go ahead and open that bag. Then we get 3 more bags, which is heavy, light, and medium armor. I think Kinra's is medium if I remember correctly. And now we open up that bag And we have every DLC medium dungeon set here, and there we go. There's Kinra's. So we can go ahead and take that bag, and if we open it up, we'll have all the armor pieces here. By default, they have the Divine's trait, and we also get a weapons bag here with all the Kinra's weapons. And if we go ahead and open that up, you'll see that we have multiple weapons of all the different types here. And we can just take these out and equip them if we wanted to. So that's a basic guide on how you can get gear for your character on the PTS. Now, you might want to look at consumables, for example. Here you have different things that you can consume. We have the group repair kit, for example, right there. But we're going to go ahead and try the tester's lunchbox to see what kind of food items we can get. And in here you can see we have lots of different items such as clockwork citrus, which is one of the ones I use for healing a lot, but you can choose from any food items basically. Down here in the corner on the right, you'll see that we have a billion gold, so we can spend money on pretty much anything we might want on the PTS. We are, however, a little bit low on inventory space, and what we can do then is go to the crown store. And on the PTS, you don't have to spend any real money, of course. So we'll go to upgrades here, check inventory, and buy a bag space upgrade. It only costs 1 crown. We can go ahead and buy 7 upgrades, actually. And if we buy that, our inventory space has now increased to 145. And this is going to make it a little bit more manageable for testing on the PTS. If we go back to the crown store and then hop over to endeavors, you can also see here that the endeavors are very cheap. So we could try out one of the Radiant Apex mounts that are available here for just 1 endeavor. And that's something I like to do because I like to show off a little bit on the PTS, right? So let's go ahead and press E on that mount there to buy that for just 1 endeavor, and it will be added to our collections. Now, anything you do on the PTS is not going to be copied over to the live server, so it's a completely separate environment, and all your progress here will eventually get wiped. But there, as you can see, our new wolf is our equip mount, so I can go ahead and mount up, and we can now see it in action. And look how beautiful I look with my new mount. And now with our fancy mount, we're also going to need a fancy house, of course. So let's hop over to the crown store and check out the featured section. Here we have a new house that's available called the Fair Winds. So we'll hop over and preview that house. Oh, it's a ship. How fancy. Now, I'm not going to go explore here because I don't want to spoil too much. And who knows, it might change by the time it hits live servers. But this looks like a pretty cool house, so I'm going to go ahead and press F5 here. And go ahead and purchase this house, furnished of course, just like we normally would on the live server. And there we go. We now also have a fancy house on the PTS. Now, I want to touch a bit on skills. For this template character, you automatically have all the skill points available in the game, and every skill tree is already unlocked. Most of your passive skills will already have the base morph purchased for you, so that you only have to select the morph. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do consider giving it a like. Also, if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.